Practicing non-judgment. One of the most powerful benefits of meditation is that it helps develop centers in your brain responsible for empathy and compassion. This naturally leads to a decrease in judgmental behavior toward yourself and toward others. Cultivating non-judgment needs to be a conscious practice. Doing so brings peace, acceptance, as well as stress or anxiety relief. Sit for a moment and think about all the thoughts that go through your mind each day. They are often statements of opinion, usually about others, but often about yourself as well. Now think about this. Are any of those thoughts positive? Are any of those thoughts centered around gratefulness for who you are? That's great if you have positive thoughts and do this already. But think about how many positive thoughts you have compared to negative ones. It's so easy to judge your body, your mind, your actions, and replay them over and over again. It's often easier also to see the positives and compliment others before we ever think to compliment ourselves. You're probably already seeing in your meditations how, as thoughts come, there's a certain amount of acceptance for what is, and then you let them go. And don't worry if you're not there yet, it'll come. Sure, another thought might scoot back in right after you've let that first thought go, but that is a form of acceptance. Knowing that you need to let it go, knowing that you must exercise non-judgmental attention to have better meditations. Non-judgment isn't just about thinking positively or negatively. It's taking each thought, action, situation, word, event, or whatever comes as it comes. If you think about it, every moment just is. Judgment happens when we attach ourselves to the outcome. If we can learn to unattach from the expectation of a certain outcome, we can let go of a lot of judgment. I'm going to tell you a story, a very personal story about judgment. My beautiful half-sister and I did not grow up together. I was adopted by my grandmother, and my sister stayed with my real mother. Without going into all the ramifications of our different upbringings early on, I had set an intention for a well-lived life, and I wanted the same for my half-sister. When she was in college, she got pregnant. She went on to have 4 more children, while I decided to remain child-free to focus on doing things like learning meditation and doing the inner work so I could make a difference in the world. And I judged her so harshly for her decisions. I thought she was going to repeat the cycle, I didn't understand her motivations, and I assumed that I would never be able to relate to her. 5 kids, me with none. Me, I love school and knowledge. And I didn't know if she did or not back then. Turns out she does, by the way. It was through meditation, through loving kindness, that I realized how judgmental I'd been. I'd all but shut her out of my life for a good decade because of my expectations of the outcome I wanted for her. It turns out that she knew exactly what she wanted. She's a beautiful mother and displays such love for her family, and I realized how judgmental I'd been. I apologized, and we're forging ahead with a new relationship based on love and trust. Without this mindful meditation journey, I would not have come to see how attached to the outcome I wanted I was. When I let go of that and accepted my sister for who she was, our relationship blossomed. When we attach to an outcome, that's when all our opinions come flooding into our minds of how this or that should be. For example, when you're on the side of the road with a broken down car, your attachment to the outcome of that situation determines how much you'll suffer. The outcome you probably wanted is that you reached your destination of being at home or being at work or wherever it is that you wanted to go. I broke down once near a teeny tiny town in Kansas, just off the interstate. The auto parts store had to special order the car part that I needed, and it would be a 24-hour wait. I had my bike with me, and I decided to tour the town, which took all of 5 minutes. I kept going, and I saw these beautiful rolling green hills and a part of Kansas that I would never have seen otherwise. The people at the hotel clapped when they found out my car got fixed, finally. The point is, what if you looked at events like this as just another event on your timeline and let go of the outcome you wanted? Easier said than done, I know. I'm just planting the seed for right now. But perhaps this event prevented you from living a less desirable outcome. For example, maybe breaking down in the small town prevented me from having engine failure down the road, or worse, getting into a collision. Perhaps letting go of an unexpected outcome will help you meet someone whom will have great importance in your life. I didn't know it at the time, but my future husband was with me to fix the car when I broke down in Kansas. It's an exercise in patience, and it's all in how you look at things. A meditation practice can help you become an observer of your thoughts and not be your thoughts and not be attached to a certain outcome. That is, to not get so involved that you can't see yourself outside of the situation. And of course, bad things do happen in life. But a practice of non-judgment and meditation will help you come back to your center more quickly, with less emotional after effects. I have lived that too. When my oldest brother perished in a car accident, my meditation practice was going strong. Through the funeral and in the wake of those events, I kept returning to the breath and to my mantra. People asked over and over how I seemed so calm, how I stayed so composed. You know the answer.